Topo Athletic Specter 2. Here we go. Welcome back to the channel. I am Cody with the Shoe In With Cody, and today we got ourselves a good one. We're talking about the Topo Athletic Specter 2. I've been racking the miles and I'm in marathon training, and I've been putting the shoe through the ringer. In this video, I'm going to go over the good, the bad, and the verdict. Should you buy the shoe? Yeah, this shoe right here. Now, before I dive into all that goodness, I do need to point out one thing. This shoe was provided to me by Topo, but they have no opinion or a say in what I'm going to put in this review or any of the content that I've done about this shoe. Now, I do have a favor to ask. Hit the like button. Smash the subscribe button. You know you want to. Costs you absolutely nothing, but it definitely helps the channel. Now let's sit back, relax, and let's talk about the Specter 2 by Topo. Because I'm a positive guy, I'm going to talk about the positives first. And there are definitely a lot. And the first one I'm going to talk about is this Pebax foam they're using. It is just really comfortable. It is just comfortable and also really responsive. I mean, just look at this. It's squishy, but not too squishy, which for me is perfect. I don't like too squishy of a shoe. I mean, you can just see that compressing right there. I've done a lot of runs in this, and I think my longest run in this shoe is about 16-ish miles, and it felt fantastic. The longer I went in this shoe, the better it felt on foot. The foam is just really nice. The upper, I do want to point out one thing. If you have a wideish foot or you want a toe-shaped shoe, Topo's got you covered, and I love that about this shoe. Sometimes, especially in the heat, the longer I go, my feet start swelling a little bit, and having a toe shape like this felt really, really nice. The other nice thing about this is very accommodating. So I know it's a toe shaped, but we have other brands that are toe shaped that I feel like are getting a little too narrow. Not the case with this shoe. If you have a wideish foot, I think you're going to be perfectly fine in this shoe. The other thing with the upper is I got a great lockdown in. No heel slippage at all, which is perfect. The tongue is really nice. It's padded, but it's not overly padded. It just gets the job done, but it is not gusseted. And then the other thing about the upper is it's been pretty darn hot in Pennsylvania. It's very breathable. I was really shocked by that because I've had other Topos that were okay, very breathable, very nice in this hotter weather, and it just felt overall just really, really nice. For this shoe, I'm going to put this in kind of two categories. I'm going to put it in daily runs, especially when you want to pick the pace up, and long runs. I think the Pebax foam can go to those double digits. You can rack off the miles and feel very, very comfortable. With this shoe, I went anywhere between like an 8 to 8:30 pace all the way down to the 7s. I also did a couple speed work in this shoe. It's good in the speed works. I don't know if it's great, but it definitely does get the job done when you do want to pick those paces up. I think I did a couple of 4x800s or 4x400s, something like that. And I got it into the low 6s, and it felt good. But I think there might be better options for speed work specifically. But as a daily trainer, long run shoe, the Specter 2 is definitely hitting a lot of things for me. The other thing too is rubber. Really good. Sometimes I give knock on some of these shoes, but it felt great in the rain. It also did a really good job on the gravel roads that I've been running in. Again, overall, the Specter 2, I think if you have a wideish foot, I think this is going to be a great option for you. It just delivers a lot and a lot of comfort. With the good, you do know there has to be some bad. And honestly, there's only a handful of one. And the first one I'm going to say is probably an obvious one. If you have a narrow foot, this shoe might be too much for you. This toe box, I think your foot's just going to swim in. Not only is it wide, but it definitely has some good volume up top. You can kind of see it bagging a little bit here. I think if you have a narrow foot, your feet are just going to get lost in this shoe, to be quite frank. The other thing is, while I like this for daily runs and long runs, I did mention you can do speed work in it. And I know a lot of people have done speed work in this shoe. It's okay for speed work. I don't want people buying this shoe thinking I can do dailies, long runs, and speed work, and it's going to excel in each one. It's okay at speed work. I just want to point that out. When I was doing my speed work, getting into the low 6s, I got there, but I had to work for it. And again, that might be something you're looking for. But for some people, they want it to feel effortless, and I do want to point out when I did go there, I had to work with it. The other thing is, I had no issues with heel slipping at all, but I did have to play with the tongue a little bit, and I had to play with the laces, all right? I said this in my first impressions, and I'm going to say this again. You have 2 holes here. For some reason, Topo always puts theirs through this hole right here. If I leave it there, I have heel slippage. If I move it to the front, the top one, I have no issues at all. I've done this with every Topo I've gotten. For some reason, they always come with this one in there, but when I switch it over, no issues at all. I need to point that out. I don't know why Topo does that. Maybe for wider feeted friends, I don't know. Again, that could just be a Cody thing, but I need to point that out. And when you buy this shoe, it comes with this. Move it to this one, no issues at all. If you don't do that, I fear you're gonna have a lot of heel slippage, and it's just not gonna be the shoe you want. When I didn't do it, my foot was sliding back and forth. When I put it in the right hole, no issues at all. No heel slippage, no foot slippage, and it felt fantastic. Honestly, those are probably the couple things I just didn't like about this shoe. Again, for my narrow-footed friends, buyer beware. Know which hole to put it in. I know, sounds silly, but definitely know that is an issue that I've had. And again, it could just be a Cody issue, but I gotta let you know. So you've heard the good, you've heard the bad. Now you wanna know, should you buy this shoe? My answer is, if you have a wide-ish foot or a normal size foot and you want a toe-shaped, buy this shoe. This shoe is freaking awesome. The Pebax foam is really nice. Cruising in this shoe feels really nice. Picking up the pace, not dropping the hammer, but picking up the pace feels really good in the shoe. I like the upper, great accommodation for my foot specifically, especially if you're going longer. And I've known a couple of friends that have worn these for ultras. So if you're going that longer distance, you know your foot's gonna swell, that toe shape right there is just going to do it for you. The foam is fantastic. The upper is fantastic. Great lockdown. Daily trainer, long run shoe. It's hitting a lot of great marks. But I do got to point out, that's for my wide-footed friends or quasi-normal. If you have a narrow foot, buyer beware. I just think the shoe might just be too much. You're going to have too much volume, and it's going to have too much right here. Your foot's just going to kind of swim in it. Again, a lot of great things about the Specter too. A lot of great things I wasn't expecting about. Tried a lot of Topo shoes. Some I liked, some I didn't. This is definitely going into the category of I really like. So you've heard the good, you've heard the bad, and you've heard my verdict. Now I want to hear from you. Let me know, have you tried the Specter 2? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know. Drop a comment down below. Also, let me know, what can I add in these videos to make them more valuable to you? Thanks again for checking out this review. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you all out on the run.